Ross is in now, and the month of March is definitely coming in like a lion.
Started out with a bang, that's for sure. The amount of storms that we had come through the area last night, we had a couple severe thunderstorm warnings, even a few tornado warnings throughout the state of Ohio. We actually had one in Fairfield and Licking County for a little bit last night, and it was just extremely dangerous considering how a lot of these warnings were being issued late at night, where we couldn't really see anything out there. And right now, as this fronts push through the region, we're still seeing some rather ominous clouds out there. And just taking a look through Live Max Storm Radar, this is on a 24-hour loop, we can see as these storms advance from the Midwest, and we got that first shot of thunderstorm activity, and then we saw this squall line just set up right just towards the west, and we got hit with the first round of rain overnight and some severe thunderstorms, and then later on, last night into the morning hours, and we still have some severe thunderstorm watches and some tornado watches that are currently active. So taking a look at our tornado reports in the past day or so, taking a look at a lot of action in the state of Illinois. We had a magnitude of a couple reports up there, and especially down south where we saw a lot of activity with tornadoes, and we even saw some amounts here in actually close to Zanesville. So I'm going to hop off here real quick, and I can go on here and show you guys what exactly this report entails. So if I click on this, we can see that in Apple Grove in West Virginia, that's just north of Charleston, they had a possible tornado public reports, multiple trees down, and damage to a mobile home. So even if we didn't have the tornadoes that came through, we had some very strong winds out there. And taking a look at temperatures, we had a high of 63 officially today, but has since then dropped. We only had a low of 51, but temperatures are going to be on the downfall. And taking a look at how much rain we got today, we got 1.59 inches at the Zanesville Airport. We got about 1 3/4 of an inch here at the station. And Randy down in Blue Rock saw about over 2 inches of rain. So taking a look right now, we're at 52 degrees, so we're close to our low temperature and still rather windy out there. So we have a wind advisory actually in effect and a flood warning still in our area. We'll take a look at that in a second. But here, as you take a look at temperatures, still hanging on to the upper 50s down towards the southeast, but chilling down into the 40s, 48, and in Mount Vernon. So taking a look at temperatures across the state, you can see as that cold front is beginning to push through the area, bringing in some of that colder air. And I'll stop this here too as well, so we can take a look actually on Live Max Storm Radar and see this front. And it's actually right behind this line of these thunderstorms that are now pushing into the Pennsylvania and West Virginia borderline. And we're starting to see a little bit of clearing behind that. But we can still see we're still picking up a little bit of shower activity, but nothing much compared to what we had this morning. So that's a good thing. And we'll actually see these showers change over to snow as we go into the overnight. So thus we have these aerial flood warnings that are still in effect. So we go over and we'll take a look and see what exactly we have going on for Muskingum County. As we can see that this warning is actually extended to 10:30 this evening by the National Weather Service in Pittsburgh for the following counties of Guernsey, Monroe, Muskingum, and Noble. And down towards the south, towards the west, Athens, Morgan, and Perry and Vinton County still have that warning until 8 o'clock. So we'll see that change and then change gears here, taking a look at the active wind advisories. And we can still see that we have this wind advisory that's active until 7 a.m. for Coshocton, Guernsey, Muskingum, and Noble County. So we could have wind gusts up to 45 miles an hour. And taking a look over towards the west for Fairfield, Hawking, Pickaway, and Ross County, that warning's going to alleviate around 1 o'clock. So we're going to be seeing some really windy conditions throughout the course of the next few hours, especially towards the east. While this front's moving through, we're still going to have pretty windy conditions. There's a 32-mile-an-hour breeze going through Newark right now, so it will be pretty breezy out there. So we'll map everything on Futurecast for you guys as we go through the course of the night. We'll then see this transition into snow into the overnight as temperatures are expected to drop down into the 30s. Kind of hard to believe that we're into the 60s just this afternoon. And then as this front continues to push through, we'll actually have some partly cloudy conditions as high pressure will build in momentarily. Then we'll have a weak disturbance actually bringing snow towards the southwestern portion of Ohio. And right now, kind of hard configuring. Not many models are agreeing with the track of the system, but we could see some light to moderate snowfall throughout the day Friday morning. For some locations, you could see up to an inch of snow. So it's kind of hard to believe that we went from having 28 tornado reports throughout the Midwest to now having maybe to have to issue some winter weather advisories. But for the remainder of the day, it looks like we're going to just see some lake effect snow flurries, possible coating in most locations in southeastern Ohio. But hey, it's going to be cold tonight, temperatures into the low 30s. We'll then have that wind advisory lift tomorrow, but still going to be breezy with temperatures only reaching into the low 40s. And taking a look at our 7-day forecast, we're going to be seeing temperatures drop to the mid 30s on Friday. We'll start to see high pressure building for the weekend. Then a nice warm trend will pick up starting off next week, but more chance of rain later on next week.